Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and this is quite an interesting thing because here we get completely new tooled helicopter in 1/48 scale, and it's MH-60L Black Hawk. So as you can see, that's a US Special Forces helicopter in this nice black color. I should not even mention the famous movie, we all know about it, but now you get a chance to copy this helicopter in 1/48 scale. Frankly speaking, I haven't checked what are the current alternatives on the market, but if you know of any good options, feel free to write in the comment section. And the kit number is written here, it's 48360, so the box size is not that big as I expected, I would put it this way. I mean, it's quite large, but it's not very large, so here you can see comparison with my hand. We have quite nice box art, but it was also known at the moment of the announcement, and here you can see also some information about the kit. So we have again mentioned that it's 100% new kit. We have the length of the assembled model 421 millimeters, height is 111 millimeters, and of course there are 302 parts. We have also short history note here, or it's more of the safety advices, no history notes, surprisingly. And on the opposite side you can see also 3 marking options which are included for this kit, and obviously you're not limited by them, but we will talk more in more details a bit later. So let's cut it open, because here as usual we have the clear seals, so that's what I'm trying to do now, is to cut through without damaging the actual color printed cover. In the meantime, I can also remind you that ICM released plenty of 148 helicopters in the last year, so in case you are interested in them as well, you can find it easily on my YouTube channel, and I checked them closer. I reviewed all of the possible modifications which were released, including the special hobby version, so that's why it might be interesting for you as well. Now I'm opening the box. As you can see, that's a flexible top section. And then inside we have the white cardboard box, which will protect everything what is hidden inside. And if I open it, here is what we have inside. So there is plenty of sprues and plenty of space, I would put it this way. I was going to say also that all of the frames, they are sealed into this one plastic bag, so I'm going to open it right now and we will take a closer look. Straight away I can say that for now this helicopter will be in 1/48 scale, but later we might see some different options. This is unfortunately due to the, well, we all know because of what, but who knows, maybe the things will get better there. So I'm zooming in and let's open the lenses a bit. So now you can see the 4 helicopter blades. These are molded separately and they look quite nice. We also have the, well, it's really slight helicopter blade slack, or I would say the, it should be a bit more. As far as I remember, on the Black Hawk it was sagging a bit more, but here we get it like this, and of course you can slightly adjust it with warming up the parts, but this is already a bit more, I would say, experienced modeller's technique, so if you are brave enough, go for it. If not, then just go with the standard package. Next, we continue with the 2 plastic sprues, so these are carrying the same set of parts, so I will place them like this. Actually, I will place only one, as you can see, but you can also see all of the parts. So here we have landing gear wheels. We also have some interior parts. We have the Gatling machine gun, which is molded as a one-piece part. Obviously the barrels are not throughout, but at least it is molded as a single piece part, and overall molding quality from what I can see looks really great. I don't see any possible flash or any other possible molding damage. It's just a matter of getting everything together, and I have no doubt that we will see the resin wheels, that's for sure. Maybe we'll see the update for the gun, for the machine gun as well. Next, again, 2 identical plastic sprues, because here we get more of the interior parts. As you can see, we have the seat parts, also subframes, the nose landing gear wheel here, so it should be assembled out of 2 halves as well. The pilot seat is molded as a single piece element, so if I flip it over, you can see what I'm talking about. And the attachment points, they are quite thin. Some of the parts are still quite tiny, you can see them here, so be careful with them and try to attach them with the tweezers maybe, because it will require some precise installation in my opinion. Definitely not the work for the bare fingers, you know. And next we have the fuselage house. So I will put it here. Let's zoom out a bit. Now you can see that here we have the fuselage house, which are molded together with the tail sections. Nose area is molded separately, and this is really nice from what I can see on the next sprues, but you'll see it a bit later. So we also get the separate floor panel, and we have the separate doors, separate clear cutouts for the clear parts obviously, and the tail wing, I guess, should be glued out of 2 parts, as you can see here. So what is interesting here is that if we zoom in, here you can see the external features. So we have external rivets and recessed panel lines, everything looks rather nice. And also the attachment points, again, they are quite thin, but as you can see there are plenty of them because the size is relatively big, and the same applies to these fuselage parts. So again, really nice external features, just like on the real helicopter. And here you can see the other side. So it's also a good material for some weathering ideas, because I know some of you like to make the washings and also the watermarks with help of these raised rivets, so feel free to go for it. Also, I'm showing here the guiding elements, because as you can see, even the tail wings, they have the guiding pins, and the same applies to this fuselage house. So the assembly should not be difficult, but still do not underestimate this kit, because this is the helicopter kit. They're usually a bit more tricky, even though here we have the really clever design. And just to give you an idea about the size, here is comparison with my hand. So the parts might be also a bit tender because of these cutouts for the separate doors and clear parts. This is also something to remember while handling these and joining them together. Next, here we have another plastic sprue. This one is also big because we get the landing gear wheels, we get the more of the cockpit parts, we get the main rotor elements, the landing gear parts here, and also some engine exhausts there. So I can see that they should be assembled out of 2 parts. So first of all, let me zoom in and show them from one side. So camera will focus now, and now you should be able to see what I'm talking about here. So overall molding quality is pretty much on the same level as before. Here you can see also that we have the guiding elements, guiding pins, and here you can see also the rotor blades parts, again with some guiding elements. So I like the overall design here, because it looks like that everything what is divided into several halves, it has the proper alignment elements, and this is very important in this scale in my opinion, because any misalignment will be noticeable, and it might be a bit tricky to fix because you can actually damage it or get a really ugly result. Next, I've opened one more plastic bag, because here we have the clear parts. So even though I'm closing the lenses, it's not that easy to show you that the clear parts are really nice looking elements. And I'm not sure if we will get the masks here, but at least we get really good transparent elements, and maybe we will see the aftermarket which will be suitable for this part. So at least something will be, let's say, working, or you can just cut them with your own hands and tools, and with some due experience and patience you should be able to get also nice result. And now the final sprue, it's the sprue B, and here you can see what I was actually happy about. So I will not be actually zooming out so that you can see parts a bit closer. So this is the floor panel, this is the nose section, one piece nose section, this is the top panel, or roof panel if you prefer. Again, here we have another nose section element or panel. Then we continue with more parts for the external elements. Here we continue also with the tail rotor and also the floor panel, and these are these separate doors. So the separate doors, both the front and the side, the rear ones, it means that you can use this opportunity to open them and expose what is inside. So for some models it will be useful, especially if you get some figurines to place inside. And here you can see also that we get the guiding elements on all these panels. So again, rather nice design. I'm happy that there are no weird divisions between the panels. So all of these manufacturers who are making excuses of dividing the bonnet panels and all other stuff into 2 halves, here you can see it's all doable even in bigger sizes. So that's why I do not accept such lame excuses. As you can see, the brands which want to do a nice thing, they are actually doing the nice thing, and they're not making up any excuses whatsoever. Next, we continue with the decals. So here I will close the lenses because this is this decal sheet, and as you can see here we have the decals for the cockpit. Unfortunately, no seat belts, so for this you have to find your own decals, but overall printing quality looks rather nice, and I hope the application will be easy as well. So as you can see, all of these are here on one decal sheet. But that's not all, we also get the assembly manual, so I'll show it in a second, because it's a large color printed brochure. So here I should close the lenses a bit, zoom out, and now you can see what I'm talking about here. So at least here we get the short history note and also paint specifications. Next, we have the parts map, which is interesting because it shows that all of the parts here will be used. So pay attention to all of the parts, try not to lose anything. And we start with the cockpit, obviously with the pilot area. And as you can see, you'll have to paint some parts in advance, meaning before joining the fuselage halves together. So that's why it might be a good idea to plan the painting process in advance so that you don't end up with the areas which are really hard to reach. And maybe this will be also the thing where you can apply a bit more of the aftermarket, being seat belts or maybe some P or maybe some decals, 3D decals. Still, it will be visible even with the closed doors. Here, as you can see, we also get some decals for the roof panel. And by the way, we get the cockpit decals, but at least seat belts will have to be yours. The next, we continue also with the seats in the cargo compartment. And I can see a lot of parts. We also get the supports, which are assembled separately. So it might be actually a good idea to open at least one of the doors in order to show what is actually inside, because otherwise it will be just hidden in the model. And as you can see, there are also some slight modifications. You have to drill some holes here and there. So pay attention to these instructions because it will be important for installation of the external elements on this helicopter. Next, here we have the floor panel being enclosed with the bottom of the fuselage. Here you can see also the tail wing getting in place before we glue the two halves, as you remember. Then the clear parts, the doors, and I can see that the doors are shown in the closed position, surprisingly, but as you remember, they are molded separately, so I don't see the problem in opening them and using it in order to show what is in the helicopter. Next, we continue also with the nose section here, and also some landing gear parts. And next, let me flip over the page. So here we get the more of the equipment being installed onto the fuselage, and also the main rotor starts to be assembled. And here you can see the installing process. We actually get the masking template, so this is really great because of the amount of the clear sections on this helicopter. These are our first two marking options. This one is from 2007, this one is from 2011. And one more here is from 2012. The main difference is in the minor symbols and the aircraft numbers, but as I said, you're not limited by this. You can also find something in aftermarket, and it might be actually a good choice to differentiate your build from stock options. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. You can get this kit in Modelimex, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.